just a short time ago. Let's start with Dan, who talked to Milwaukee coach Del Harris.
Del, you've got to be pleased with the way things have gone so far for you.
Big thing is, Dan, like we said at the outset, it's a rebound game. We're down on the rebounding, and if we can equalize that in the second half, I think that the rest of our game is all right.
What about Moses Malone? He seems to be very active, at least in the first half.
Well, that's Moses. I was with him 7 years, so it's no surprise. I'd like to see maybe a travel or a foul called maybe once this half. Would be nice.
Okay, thank you very much, Del.
Michael, the first half, I thought you handled the traps and the rotations very well.
Well, we passed the basketball against the half-court trap. Our problems, Billy, have been the missed foul shots, lack of converting on the fast break, and the fact that we've had some critical turnovers in key times. If the score is going to be a low-scoring game, every turnover becomes critical.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the Hawks were especially sloppy at the end of the first half, allowing Milwaukee to forge back into a tie. The key man, the man to focus on, is going to be Moses Malone. He has 9 of Atlanta's 25 rebounds. He is especially effective, as all fans of the NBA know, with an offensive rebound and a putback. And in a low-scoring, tight game, where pressure is going to mount in the fourth quarter, Moses Malone is going to be the critical man. How the Bucks keep him off the glass and how they attack down on the inside could well decide the outcome of this game. And the Hawks will bring it up on the attack.
Little quick show of the trap there, Brent, and then Del Harris backed it off.
Theus into Moses Malone, who goes for the layup.
He is prepared.
Now, here are the guys who must step up. Krzysztofiak scoreless. Not much production from the starting guards for the Atlanta Hawks. Sigma off balance, contact rebounding. Quick start here by the Hawks. Theus back to Dominique. He gets the roll.
Great look. And, of course, the cut at the end. Michael Vitale trying to get his team to press a little bit. I can't get over Moses Malone. Great defense on Sigma last trip.
Humphrey struggling at the point, number 24. Can't get it done yet today. Now Sigma left open, and it won't stay down. But Sigma's got it back for the Bucks. Moncrief shifts Roberts. Roberts leading score, missed that time. Sigma and Wilkins. Wilkins' quickness comes out. Theus, and he finds the open man Rivers, and a blocking foul is called. Now, here's how they have fared throughout the series as compared with today, and what a difference that is with Terry Cummings not here.
Top 3 guys particularly. Didn't expect Sidney Moncrief to have a big game, but once again, the ability to push the ball down the floor, an integral part of Hawk philosophy. What it does, if you don't finish and get to the foul line, you've got a chance to spot up and get the good open shot.
It is critical for the Bucks not to fall too far behind. They don't want to have to open it up. That will play directly into the Hawks' hand.
Great spacing in the Buck offense. They'll make a pass, get themselves out of the middle as quickly as possible.
Moncrief on the penetration, got it to Roberts, and Fred Roberts has stepped up big today. 14 points for the former Celtic.
Brent, if there are people in the middle, you can't turn the corner and dribble down the 3-second lane.
Off the double, contact turned it over. Krzysztofiak breaks out. Wilkins will come back on him. There's his first hoop of the game.
Pretty good play defensively. Good gamble by Dominique Wilkins.
The Bucks respond with back-to-back field goals here in the early moments. Now Sigma must challenge Malone. Contact's open. Great defense by Moncrief.
Oh, what a reaction. 6'5", maybe. Good response as they trap. Roberts fakes the trap. Contact. Pretty good try by Larry Krzysztofiak, but Sidney's still able to get him up.
Dominique loses the handle, comes up with it. On the floor loose. And it's the Hawks ball. Now, that'll be a change in the rules next year. They won't put the full 5 back when it's knocked out with less than 5. Board of Governors voting in that rule change the other day of the NBA.
You notice Jay Humphries stepping in the passing lane. If he's not going to contribute at the one end, he's really got to get them going, be a catalyst defensively.
Rivers steps out around contact. It's a 2-point shot.
That's from the pier in Chicago, where he plays in the summer. Really developed that deep jumper.
Mixed emotions for a lot of Marquette fans. They want the Bucks to win, but they do remember Rivers. Roberts couldn't tap it in. He was a little too eager. Now it's Theus open floor coming in on Sigma. Stays with it underneath. Kristoviak battling to save it. Back to Theus. Sigma yanks it down. Moncrief off balance, and the ball has been turned over.
When you're not used to running, you'll make mistakes like that. You made a point earlier, getting too far behind. You change your way of doing things. Third quarter.
Reggie all alone. Nobody spotted him. And that left contact open, and Kristoviak's called for his 4th foul.
A mental lapse. Key time. Trying to get their trap set up. Reggie Theus, the lonesome end down on the baseline. And again, John Contact with that great ability to cut to the goal.
So a timeout here in the Omni. 53-48 Hawks, and Contact will come back to shoot a free throw. Hawks leading by 5. How difficult it is to win the Game 5 on the road. Those are the only teams who've been able to break through.
For 63, I was about 5 or 6. And Eddie Conlon,
I wasn't born.
Eddie Conlon was playing for Syracuse, who later moved to Philly. And became the Sixers.
Cincinnati must have been the Big O.
I think early in his year. Lucas was the next year, I believe. Or no, actually, Lucas was there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, 2 Wilkins brothers in the playoffs. Gerald with the Knicks, Dominique here, and a 3rd one, James, watching from the Omni in Atlanta.
Nick was talking about his days at Georgia with me yesterday. How he gets back, talks to them, Udorm, and Eddie Beaton back, the assistant, quite a bit. Had a great career there.
All right, this is a crisis point for Milwaukee now. They're down 6. Midway in the 3rd quarter. Looking for a score. McKeskey has come off Harris's bench. Humphries still misfiring, and McKeskey underneath, and there's a pushing foul called against Milwaukee, and Earl Strom and Coach Harris have been going at it here.
I would want to get behind Paul McKeskey in the shopping market line. He just has that tendency to reach out, but interesting, they went for 3 that time. They were really great play here.
There's Moncrief. So the great veteran comes up with the defensive play and pulls the Bucks back to within 4.
They were deployed for that 3-point play. They had people all over the perimeter.
Roberts trying to cut off Dominique. They didn't get it to him this trip, and he's frustrated, but Mo for an easy 2.
You can't gamble and leave that drop step to the goal. You just can't get over quick enough in the back to help.
Quick pass to Roberts. Roberts over Contact, who came out with force that time. Rivers applies pressure. Wilkins bumps off of Roberts, has to give it up. Now you go again with a set shot. It's becoming Atlanta's pace as Milwaukee is forced to play catch-up.
Last time they ran a curl, you mentioned Contact got out real good. They didn't get a bad shot on Roberts.
Moncrief. And the foul is called by Paul Mahalik.
Well, He's been doing it since high school on a lot of good people. Here, Mokeski gets pinned, the lock, you secure. The body weight now tells Moses he can drop step to the goal. No weak side assistance. Send it in. Big fella. Ooh, what an A he's having.
Sigma to Mokeski, and he's fouled by Konkak on the inside.
A couple of weeks ago, one of the writers asked him how he was playing, and was he unhappy? And he said, well, my contract's up for 2 years. I don't have to play. He told me today it was a throwaway line. He said, you can't holler at Mike Patella. Things are going pretty good. That he was very disappointed that it was written. But he has certainly gotten the minutes and made the most of them.
Back to 6. Moses screening in the backcourt to help Rivers bring it up. Theus.
You can see Milwaukee making the adjustment of keeping a body on Moses Malone. They can't have the 5-man, the center trap, and leave him alone.
Becomes much tougher if Theus hits from the perimeter. Great play that time by Humphreys, who has been quiet most of the game. That's only his second field goal, a total of 6 points. Wilkins.
Not a good one.
Now the Bucks can back up field goals, and Pierce has been quiet for a long time. He's open for the 3. That's his first field goal since the opening quarter of the game.
The Bucks won't go away, Brent. Very sound club.
Here's Wilkins into Konkak, and the 3-second violation was yelled for on the inside, and that's what's called.
John Konkak really presented himself beautifully in the 3-second area on the penetration. Good hard cut.
Chance to pull to within 1 or tie it with a 3. Humphreys on the layup, and the Bucks are back.
Pretty play, high pick and roll, empty the backside, strong left-handed dribble.
A good character check of the Milwaukee Bucks here right now, and Coach Harris has to be extremely proud of how this unit has responded against Mike Fratello and the Hawks. This is a 7-0 run for Milwaukee. Back to within 1, time remaining in the 3rd.
The Hawks, Kevin, you broke that 5th metatarsal in your foot. What's the expected date of delivery for you back to the Hawks?
Well, 3 weeks right now. The doctor told me in 3 weeks I'll be able to take the cast off and start walking again and trying to rebuild it and strengthen it. I think I'll be playing by the middle of June.
It's got to be tough to watch all of this going on and you're missing the action, huh?
It sure is. I can't stand it. I'm used to it, but I still would like to be out there battling in the middle with the guys. But unfortunately, I have to wait right now until my turn, which will be next season, and contribute what I have to the team.
Okay, let's go back cross court to Brent.
All right, Dan, thank you. Kevin Willis, the power forward, one of the 7-footers missing from this Atlanta lineup. John Konkak has taken his place. John Battle has now checked in. He is number 12. Dominique still here. Konkak gives it up. Dominique misfiring, went back after the rebound, and the Bucks come down with it.
Ricky Pierce with a great defensive sequence, forced Dominique into a bad shot.
Here's the man who's turned it around right now. Jay Humphreys, the floor leader.
Same play to the high pick and roll, which he turned the corner on.
Pierce bangs in another 3, and Milwaukee forges a lead.
The go-to man, both ends right now. Ricky Pierce.
That bench for Milwaukee has contributed 26 points to only 7 for Atlanta off the bench. So a huge difference in that category. Moses hesitating, now pulls his way in, and the Bucks touch it last as it goes out of bounds. Humphreys couldn't get the handle, and it's Atlanta's ball.
It's tough to score when you got 3 people around you. Moses trying a little up and under move, not bad, except with all this traffic. Comes up empty, and fortunately for the Hawks, as he falls to the floor, Humphreys trips over him. He's unable to hold on.
Atlanta's front line doing a job here, led by Dominique with 19.
I think the ball is blocked.
This team had to struggle early with two people, Moses Malone and Reggie Theus, Mike Fratello, blending them in. It wasn't until the end of the year that there was a flow and a feel for one another, and it really was Concac's addition that made it so.
They stopped because the shot clock went off. It expired, but they ruled that the Bucks had touched as it went out of bounds. They gave the Hawks a full 24 in this sequence rather than a 5. They were over at the scorer's table. And Battle jacks the 3 short, taken down by Humphries. So Humphries has stepped up here in the second half. McKeskey, Roberts, Sigma, Pierce, and Humphries. And here's Pierce looking for a 2, and he has warmed to the occasion. That's 18 points for Pierce.
And your guy, Jay Humphries, turned the corner, drew the defense, and dished it off.
Now the Hawks need some floor leadership here from Rivers. There's the offensive putback. Moses will come up to that free throw line.
Seen enough pick and rolls and the different reactions. Del Harris said last night there's 14, I think, ways of playing it with options. A little tough for me. Used to play it 1 or 2 ways myself, but it's really opened the floor for both teams.
Moses Malone trying to end a 12-0 run by the Bucks. Atlanta has shot 17 free throws. Now they are 10 of 18. Milwaukee, which set the NBA record for the regular season this year, is perfect with 13 consecutive free throws. And now Malone ends that run. He has scored 16 points, and the Bucks lead it by 3. Great comeback here. Humphries finds daylight, and he'll step up to that free throw line.
Spacing. Great run now by the Bucks, but the open floor. Nobody in the middle, so when the pick and roll occurs, if you don't get over, Humphries goes all the way. If you do, he'll kick it to the corner, and normally Ricky Pierce can convert it.
So it's Malone, Livingston, Carr, Battle, and Rivers on the floor for the Hawks right now.
Dell did such a good job in Houston. He's paid his dues to come back. Worked with Nelly for a few years, and I'm very impressed last night with his confidence and his ability to bounce back after that tough loss.
In one game, you can frequently replace a superstar. Over the course of a 7-game series for a couple of weeks, it would be real tough for the Bucks without Cummings. Malone dumps inside, and they come up with a shot, and for Rivers, 9 points.
The adjustment by Fratello, the guard on the rotation, getting in the middle and dumping to Doc Rivers.
Humphries over to Roberts. Roberts on the penetration, kind of threw it up off balance. Livingston rebounding. Battle spins on Humphries. 3 into Sigma's hands. It'll be Humphries right back. But the Hawks are there. It'll not be an easy layup, and Humphries tries to turn, and McKeskey waits. They ship McKeskey again to the left baseline. He can shoot from the outside.
Got that range, but again, the ability to go down the middle. Hawks being beaten with the dribble right now. Good kick.
The 3. And Moses with an offensive rebound. And Sigma rushing over, and the foul is called on Milwaukee.
Hanging, not as long as he used to hang in the air.
It's not going to be against Sigma. It's going to be against Pierce. So that's a break for Sigma, who is playing with 3. Krzysztofiak, who had struggled offensively, is on the Bucks bench with 4 personal. And Malone, who will lift up those goggles to shoot free throws. Gets another one, and now he has scored 17 to go with his 12 rebounds. Brewer checking back, and Sigma sits down. Only a handful of centers have won NBA championships in this decade, and that's one of them right there. Malone did it for Billy Cunningham with the Philadelphia 76ers. You can count them on one hand. Robert Parrish for the Boston Celtics, a fellow by the name of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Double stack and a curl.
Brewer out to pick, and Humphries comes into the left and sends it back out. Got the roll from the outside, so McKeskey and Brewer hit field goals from the perimeter.
Moses used to going out on 6, but relaxed on Brewer. Got to get out on him.
Battle makes it a 3-point lead for the Bucks. 70-67, inside of 120. Period number 3.
3 ice for Pierce. Isolation. He's got Doc Rivers on him.
He'll take it over the Doc. And Rivers runs down the miss. Changes direction. Ships to the corner. Here is Battle.
Once again, the elevation in traffic. John Battle has that ability to go up as high as he has to.
Battle contributing 2 big field goals here as the Hawks close to within 1. Foul called against Atlanta.
I think all the great teams know where to go. And they certainly are taking advantage of the mismatch. Pierce, a terrific post player, great range. He's got Doc Rivers on a little bit of a yo-yo.
Pierce is on a 7 of 9 streak in this game. Coming out from the inside, and Humphries looking for him. Couldn't get it to him. Now he wants Brewer back on the outside. Short. Roberts trying to dig for an offensive rebound, and the Hawks come up with it again. It's 4-on-2. Battle's got Malone. So he'll shoot 2 free throws, but it could have been worse for Milwaukee. He could have been attempting to complete a 3-point play.
What'd you think of Battle's pass? The only one he could make. Right here, you've got to loop it. Men directly in front of you. The old days, Moses would snatch and slam it down. Here, struggling a little bit.
Ties the score. Trying to get Theus in for the final seconds of the 3rd period, and Rivers sits down with 3 personals.
That substitution, not that Reggie Theus is known for great defense, but he matches up size-wise with Ricky Pierce a little bit better.
Last shot time with the score tied at 70. A 3 by McKeskey, and he's got it. Milwaukee at the end of the half, and now at the end of the 3rd period, they are able to convert the key clutch play. The Milwaukee Bucks, without their star, Terry Cummings, are hanging tough in number 5. The winner of this moves on to take on Detroit. We'll return to the Omni after this message and a word from your local station.
All the way to Mullen. Oh, what a shot!
They're stuck to the head of Bailey.
Oh, my!
Barkley, another rebound. Charles behind it. Back. Unbelievable. 14 seconds.
Here it comes for Sleepy on the run. He's got Paxson the big.
Yeah, we're quarterbacks.
And we think the NBA is fantastic.
5 of this first round of the Eastern Conference will come down to the 4th period, with Milwaukee leading Atlanta by 3.
Theus denying the pass to Pierce. The play was for him, but Moses forgets. He did it earlier on Brewer. He's got McKeskey. He forgets that he can nail it. And think of the shooting games that Del Harris formulated to make his team a better 3-point shooting team. McKeskey, one of those guys.
Milwaukee has hit 4 of 7 threes, and Atlanta 0 for 5. Spud Webb will start the final period here for the Atlanta Hawks. He's out there with Carr and Battle and contact. Pierce misses the first shot, and McKeskey tries to track it down, and it winds up in Battle's hands. 3-on-3. The Bucks quickly back. Battle misfiring, and it's the Bucks ball.
Tough save by McKeskey. Started the break. Of course, those shooting games, Brent, that we mentioned are after practice or the day of the game where they really get at each end of the floor, big guys on one, little guys on the other, and work on this three-point game, and it's developed for them.
Harris keeping Green out there as long as Webb is on the floor. Sigma misfiring, claiming he was fouled, hitting the chest, nothing called. Webb trying to force the action to Carr. Offensive foul is the call against the Hawks. It'll go over to Milwaukee.
We talked about people stepping up, and Mokeski has. He's given them good minutes. That time defensively, all he could do was offer it up. Spud, who really pushes the ball and makes the Hawks go. Carr a little out of control, couldn't slide by.
Key men for the Bucks become Mokeski and Brewer as Kristoviak struggles, and Atlanta has a rebounding edge. Now they go into Fred Roberts off a fake on Dominique, and Dominique stayed with him. Contact off with the misfire. Battleize the floor, leads to Dominique.
Once again, Carr, good passer if they trap.
Illegal defense is going to be called. That's a technical foul.
You know what upsets most of the coaches in the league? It could be called more often. And when it is, it upsets them. They usually get caught going to trap and stopping and don't complete it. So you're really in the middle of the 3-second lane in a zone position.
Dominique's free throw pulls the Hawks to within 2. 73-71, Hawks ball. Chance for the tie. Carr got Sigma in the air and drew the foul. That's number 4 on Sigma.
Kezzy Russell, the assistant coach for the Hawks, was telling us that he works with individuals, their dribble ability, getting their feet gathered. He feels Carr is a fine low post player.
You would think that Kezzy Russell could teach someone how to shoot.
And Kezzy didn't get much into the passing drills. Like to get those toes set and shoot the jumper.
He was very pleased with the Wolverines national championship.
And very pleased that Steve Fisher got the job as well. Felt he deserved it.
Carr missing that free throw. Hawks are back to within 1, 73-72. Bucks clinging to that lead.
Double for Pierce.
Pierce comes around. Contact is out on him. With the bigger man, he'll try to get on the inside. Was able to draw the foul and get himself up to the free throw line.
Mokeski wisely had screen battle. It took him to the box. So he had a choice, either to bounce by contact or to dump down to Paul Mokeski.
So the 6th dimension of the Milwaukee Bucks hits that free throw, and now he has scored 19. He is married to Joyce, who is a member of the 5th dimension.
Very good. Of course, played at Rice for Mike Schuler, who later was an assistant for Nelly with the Bucks.
His wife can sing a mean national anthem.
Oh.
She'd love to sing it before one of the Detroit Pistons games in Milwaukee. That's their first miss from the free throw line in this game, and it's a 2-point lead as the result. 74-72, Bill. Jump pass, and Webb ships quickly on the outside. Battle missing. Green runs it down for the Bucks.
Going to Pierce. They'll ride him right now.
As he spun on the inside, the foul was called against the Hawks, and Battle is furious about the call. It's his 3rd. So Reggie Theus will check in. We'll take a break at the 9:39 mark. Bucks up, but only by 2. Well, Pierce contributed 19 of those.
City back to the game in a minute. This is doubleheader day here on CBS. And next, another Game 5. The Bulls go against the Cavs, and some of you will see the Lakers meet Seattle in Game 1 of their Western Conference semifinal. Let's check in on these games and the guys who will cover them. Begin in Richfield, Ohio, and Dick Stockton. Dick?
All right, Pat, thank you very much. And the Richfield Coliseum is filling up, and we'll have a capacity of 20,000 fans. And you're looking at the Chicago locker room live right now. Doug Collins in front of you, and Phil Jackson, the defensive specialist, on the blackboard. The keys for the Chicago Bulls on the lower right-hand corner of the blackboard. Boards, defensive aggressiveness, and one-mindedness. So the tension is building here because this is going to be the last game of the season for one of these teams. And right now, let's go out to Los Angeles and Greg Gumbel.
Thank you, Dick. One of the matchups we'll be watching here will be up front. AC Green recorded a career-high 33 against Seattle a month ago. Xavier McDaniel had 39 points in 39 minutes in the regular season finale. Game 1 of the Western Conference semis should be a good one between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Seattle Supersonics. Let's go back to the Omni in Atlanta now and Brent Musburger.
All right, Greg, and here at the Omni, Milwaukee in the first half built a 9-point lead. The Hawks roared back, and they were up by 8 in the third quarter, and then the Bucks went on that 12-1 run. A year ago, it came down to 5, and the Hawks prevailed. So this is the rubber match between these two. As far as the 5-game set is concerned, the New York Knicks to play the winner of the Cleveland-Chicago series later today, and the Detroit Pistons await the winner here. So Moses Malone will come back. He'll check in on the next dead ball. Stoviak back on the floor. Once he got his jersey up in his mouth.
And again, a tough pass. I noticed that with Stoviak, but a tough pass to catch. Roberts, not a good look.
Well, Bill, at the conclusion of the game, you'll select the Miller Lite Player of the Game, and in conjunction with the award, Light Beer will present a check in the amount of $1,000 in that player's name to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. I had to use that when I saw Mo Malone as the Hawks turn it over.
Of course, you talked about execution, half court in the playoffs. It's so essential. Right now, more stress than ever on each sequence. How you pick, how you run your man off, and how you deliver the pass.
1 point Milwaukee lead. Time remaining in regulation. These two teams battled overtime twice in Milwaukee. Into Roberts. Missing. You know who's got it.
Flailing away. Tough sequence for the Bucks.
He should be a well-rested draft horse the rest of the way. He's extremely smart on where to position himself down on the inside. Scoring. Four fouls on Pierce as Theus goes to work.
You almost see this all the time in the 3-second area. Great step through and the kiss by Reggie Theus.
And a 2-point Atlanta lead at the 6-minute mark.
Called his number a few times now, Patella. Reggie Theus on a clear out.
Humphreys wanted Stoviak and threw it away.
Stress on completing trips. 2 errant passes, costly for the Bucks.
The Atlanta bench, as Moses Malone is fouled. That was Roberts committing his second personal. I'll make a point that the Atlanta bench did not score a lot of points here today, but that bench gave the regulars some rest minutes, and that is going to be critical right now. It is a rested Malone, Dominique Wilkins, and Reggie Theus on the floor for the stretch.
Mike Patella riding Reggie Theus, that high pick and roll, and Moses Malone read it beautifully. Saw his man stay, split to the goal.
Another gut check for the Milwaukee Bucks. They've answered every one so far. But now we've come to the most important one. And we'll come back to the Omni for the final 5.5 minutes with the Hawks leading 83-79.
All day long, both clubs have used the high pick and roll effectively. Here, Jack Sikma plays it straight up And now he's sort of stringing it out a little bit. He's not sure what to do. Now he'll trap, but the weak side help is delinquent. Both guys overlaid. Roberts and Krzysztofiak, you've got to get better.
Let me get some bookkeeping out of the way. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, followed by Murder, She Wrote, and then a fine CBS Sunday movie, Witness, starring Harrison Ford. He is not playing Indiana Jones in that movie, but I think you'll enjoy it. Milwaukee, 1 of 9 this quarter with 4 turnovers. Stoviak and Roberts out there with Humphreys and Sigma, who has been the Iron Man, and Pierce must pick up the scoring load. Humphreys steps inside, misfiring, and Moses Malone yanks away another one. Lead now to Wilkins.
Didn't need it.
Stoviak comes back with the rebound. Gives the Bucks a life.
They stepped up the last defensive trip. Hawks ready and rotated beautifully.
Now it's Pierce. Bangs in one for the Bucks at a critical time, and it's a 3-point Atlanta lead. Make it 2, I should say, 83 to 81. 83-81 now at the 4:40 mark. Theus gives it up. Knocked away from Moses. Late whistle on the play, and the foul is called.
The officiating's been excellent, though. That was an outside call by Darryl Garretson. Inside man blocked out, but a gorgeous thump off after the penetration by Theus. 5
fouls on Sigma, but Harris may have nowhere to go. At 4.5 minutes left in number 5. Krzysztofiak sits again, and McKeskey will go in to see if he can keep Malone off the glass.
See if the Hawks sustain their defense. Brian Hill, the assistant, said they have lapses, but they really stepped it up the last trip. See if they can do it again.
Pierce on the drive, got through, got himself to the free throw line, wanted it to fall, and there's the assistant coaching staff for Del Harris.
Of course, in the middle, Matt Calvin, Mike Dunleavy in the middle, Matt Calvin on the left, and Frank Hamlin. Of course, these guys live and die with the tapes and prepare everything for the players to walk in. But that time, great penetration against the Hawks defense. Even though Pierce made that corner jumper, it was still great defense by the Hawks.
One-point game. Malone goes to the low blocks. McKeskey will try to keep him off. Knocked away from contact and out of bounds. Atlanta's ball.
Roberts with a terrific reaction. Nice pulling of the string that time by Del Harris. The trap and rotation took away the isolation with Moses Malone down on the block.
6 seconds for the Hawks. Malone off McKeskey. Foul is called by Mahalik. That's 4 on McKeskey. That one seemed rather cheap from the outside, but I didn't have as good a view.
Moses Malone has the theatrics, which is so essential in drawing attention to the referees. Little moan, little groan, little dip.
Malone 8 of 12 for the line. Make it 8 of 13. He has 14 rebounds to go with his 22 points here this afternoon for Coach Patella. 2 big misses. Bucks can go ahead.
Staggered screen for Pierce.
They move to Sigma. Loses it, but Roberts runs it down. Gets it back to Sigma, who takes a 3 and misses. McKeskey with an offensive rebound. So Paul McKeskey off the bench for the Bucks. puts it back after keeping it in play at the Milwaukee end, and the Bucks are up by 1. Great play. Rivers got the bounce, and for Caston and the rest of the Hawks, now they lead it by 1.
Puts the stress on the outside shooting when you trap and force the team to cross court. Doc Rivers responded.
Moses on a switch. They go back to Sigma. Here's McKeskey again. Steps inside of Wilkins, and he'll come up to the free throw line.
Mike Dunleavy very happy. The reaction to the play by the Bucks was beautiful. Pick and roll played well, reversed the ball, and then dumped back down by Sigma, who's a darn good passer, but McKeskey has stepped up his level of play. Former Jayhawk, he and our stats man, Roger Riley, played on the same softball team. McKeskey was the first baseman and a great target. Not even Roger could overthrow it. Bucks up by 1. To the corner, and Rivers misses the 3, and Roberts goes in and digs it out. A big rebound for the Bucks, and he draws the foul as he tries to come free. John Koncak picks up his 4th personal.
4th foul. A penalty is in effect.
See that Del Harris didn't relax at all. This trap and rotation has caused some problems. Doc made the jumper, but it was a fortuitous bounce. Then he missed that one.
What a pickup Fred Roberts has turned out to be for the Milwaukee Bucks. He has stepped up big here in Game 5. He has given them a chance. He's tied his career playoff high already with 16 points. There's his new high, and it comes in a Game 5, giving Milwaukee a 2-point lead at the 2:28 mark. Moses looking for an indication as to what the Hawks want this time. Now he goes into the low blocks. Misfiring, and Milwaukee getting some big rebounds down the stretch.
Standstill offense hurting the Hawks right now.
Back to Sigma. Moses blocks it. Sigma's got it back, spins to the left hand, and Sigma's got it again, and now it'll be Pierce on the outside and a fresh 24.
Heads up play, reversing it back outside.
Milwaukee leads it by 3 points, 89-86. Five on the shot. Pierce bangs it in. A 2, and it's a 5-point lead. 25 points for Ricky Pierce. Back for the final minute and a half in a moment. Minutes ago.
And of course, Brenny's over here on the side while they ISO over on this wing. Moses was unsure of what to do. They end up with a bad shot. And you're right, they've got to get him involved in the offense if they're going to get back in this ball game. Standing still lets the defense react, takes you out of whatever you're trying to run.
A minute and a half. That's all that remains in regulation for the Hawks to get back in this one. They are down by 5. Atlanta has not scored in the last 140.
Battle in the game 2 can ring the bell.
One pass and a shot and a breakout for Humphries. Oh, what a huge play. I mean, the Bucks are looking Detroit right in the eye right now with 1:21 to go.
Great left hand. You saw it that way as he explodes to the goal.
Bill, it was one pass and a shot down here for Atlanta here for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, not enough motion, not enough ball movement, and it's really got the Hawks in a hole.
We'll be right back. 1:20 left. It's 93-86. Milwaukee over Atlanta. The Hawks have taken only 11 shots this quarter. Both coaches with timeouts here in this situation. Next, of course, another Game 5 will be coming your way for most of you. Chicago and Cleveland from Cleveland. And Seattle will open up in Los Angeles. The Sonics will try to get through number 1 on some adrenaline. And then they can regroup and get some preparation going. Sometimes a team like the Lakers can slip up in Game 1 after being off for a few days. Have to wait and see. 93-86. And the Hawks are under the gun.
Not getting enough shots. They only have 75 shots. They like 85 to 90. Attributable to good Bucks defense.
Dominique. And it's Rivers. Three-pointer has got the Hawks with a chance. Now 1:11 to go. Pressure from Rivers, picked off by Mokeski. Couldn't draw the foul. Roberts holding it in the corner, and timeout is called by Milwaukee. 93-89. It's a 4-point game at the 103 mark. Rivers gives the Hawks a life. Well, we're back and sitting on an even number with 103 to go, and these two teams twice in Milwaukee battled into overtime. So there's a lot of time left here. 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Milwaukee Bucks.
It seems the Hawks, if they could get a little flow into the offense and then get Dominique the ball in better position, they gave it to him outside where he has to bounce and they can help. But the Bucks each trip will use as much time and try and run one of their intricate sets, most likely going to Pierce.
Harris has Kristoviak back with Sigma and Roberts in that front line. Knocked out of bounds. Bucks ball. 2 seconds off the clock, so 14 seconds on that shot clock.
Sigma steps back after he screens usually.
They bring it down inside of 10 seconds. And here comes Humphries. Left-handed, drew the foul. Inside of a minute, Humphries, drawing the 5th foul from Koncak, steps up to that free throw line.
Major league presentation with his left hand, and he's a righty. You see Reggie Theus, he talked about him. Great left hand. He said he pushed off.
Now the Bucks stumbled late in Milwaukee in Game 4 right here. There's the big one.
And right here, that ability to explode. Reggie thought he pushed off, but I'm very impressed. He was quiet in the first half, but Jay Humphries really responding late.
So the best shooting team ever during the regular season in NBA history, now 24 of 26 with Humphries coming back for his second one.
Well, Kristoviak's got the back problem. He's going out of the game, Brent. The hand, obviously, gives Sigma a rest for the offensive end. Get the big bodies in that way to intimidate defensively in Mokeski and Brewer.
Milwaukee's game to lose right now as they build a 6 inside of a minute. Rivers looking for the 3, and the Bucks not giving it to him. So Malone will step out and bang in the 3. Moses Malone comes out. Now 42 seconds. They press Humphries. And Dominique from behind fouls, and a timeout call first.
I believe so, Brent. Heads up play. Jay Humphries was ready to fall out of bounds.
It's timeout has been called at the 34-second mark. Just like I told you, Raph, Mo would make a big offensive rebound.
He has done everything, mostly on the box, but when asked, has responded. Here, knowing the shot clock, Mokeski shocked as the rest of the building, but nailing it from deep. Get me the ball out there.
His first three-point attempt of this series. Now 15 seconds on the shot clock, 34 seconds on the game clock. Milwaukee leading Atlanta by 3. Sigma breaks on the outside. They come down to 5. Bucks need to hurry. Down to 3. Pierce fires it off the glass. Moses Malone comes away with it. And timeout is called. They will have 16 seconds to get off their three-point play. Not a good shot for the Bucks.
No, under pressure.
Moses Malone's three-point shot and 16th rebound keeps the Atlanta Hawks alive. 16 seconds for the Hawks. From three-point land, they are 2 of 9 against Del Harris and the Milwaukee Bucks, but they've hit their last 2. The dramatic one by Moses Malone and by Doc Rivers before that. Now, will they automatically look for the 3 here, or would they gamble on a silly foul and try to punch it in? You got to shoot the 3, don't you?
I think that the Hawks will take the 3. They run some things. One of them is Doc running to the corner. Doc Rivers for the jump shot. Another is bringing him out, and then they run a pick and roll. And the third thing is they try and get Dominique to isolate.
Extra guard has come in, so it'll be Theus, Battle, and Rivers with Malone and Dominique looking for the 3 and a chance to stay alive in the playoffs. Pierce is out on Wilkins. Wilkins maneuvers, comes free, misfires, and Milwaukee wraps it up, and they'll have to put him on a free throw line with 8 seconds to go. And it looks as though Humphreys was hit around the left eye accidentally, and he's saying, oh, I don't need any help. I'll step up here myself.
Well, here's the ISO in the middle of the floor, the drop step to gather, tough shot to get off. On the wing was Battle and Rivers. They really couldn't get it to him, but major rebound at a critical time. Jay Humphreys, who's had a terrific playoff.
And a great second half. Remember, he struggled in the first half, and now he comes to the line. And the Omni is ominously silent. Missing. And that should do it, but you never know in the NBA. 8 seconds, 96-92. The Bucks with a chance and the 22nd timeout.
That's their last, Brent. They can't buy up the half court to get that shot. So you'll probably see Milwaukee with good pressure, not trying to let anybody turn the floor, and certainly being alert for the long pass. Don't let anybody post up, turn, and shoot it so that the Hawks can be in position to score. And, of course, then give one right away.
This has been a fabulous coaching job by the Bucks, but great gutty performance by several players out there on the floor. In fact, a whole lot of them today from Milwaukee. Not too many folks gave a chance coming back down here for a Game 5 after blowing number 4 as they did. But here they are, 8 seconds away from the Detroit Pistons.
Just thinking, we didn't mention Paul Pressing much. We had a great player unable to perform. Terry Cummings, an all-star. Sidney Moncrief, of course, not playing as much as he used to.
About 8 seconds. Cummings better head over for some treatment.
Oh, well, he may miss the first one, but I think he'll be back, if it's possible, for the second one.
Milwaukee fans can be awfully proud of this franchise. Really rebuilt itself this year. Rivers comes down. There's the 3, short. Controlled by the Hawks, and that'll do it. The Milwaukee Bucks have advanced. Del Harris and the Bucks win it 96-92, and our Miller Lite player of the game is Ricky Pierce. And Light Beer is proud to present a check for $1,000 on behalf of Ricky to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Let's go to Dan Jiggets. Dan?
Well, Ricky, congratulations on a great victory. You are one of only 2 teams that has been able to beat Detroit. Now you get a chance to see if you guys can do it again in the playoffs.
We have a lot of confidence against Detroit. You know, we feel that we can beat them. We match up really well with Detroit.
Well, what about Terry Cummings now? How did you guys get this thing done without Terry?
Well, we came out and we moved the ball extremely well, and we controlled the tempo, especially the first half.
Okay, thank you very much, Ricky. Back to Brent.
All right, Dan, thank you. And for Bill Raftery and Dan Jiggets and Pat O'Brien, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long from the Omni. The final score, Milwaukee shocks Atlanta 96-92. Bring on the Pistons.
CBS Sports' continuing coverage of the 1989 NBA playoffs has been sponsored by Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft taste, so tap into the cold. the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the rock. And buy Dodge cars and trucks on the street or off.
See him for Game 5.